Hi there. My name is Avil Beckford, and this is another episode of the One Problem podcast. There are tons of problems in the world, but we don't want to get overwhelmed. So we're going to tackle them one problem at a time. Now, my special guest today, Holly Jackson. I met her on LinkedIn. And most of you know by now that the guests I bring up, I often have a prior relationship with them, and that's the case. Now, Holly is a TEDx speaker and a holistic business coach. Over to you, Holly.
Awesome. I love the premise of your podcast because we really have to break things down and we can only handle things one problem at a time. And that helps us gain a tremendous momentum. The one problem that I see all of my clients facing, and really anybody out there, is trying to get more clients. And it's tied to a core problem of being seen and heard. So I believe that this problem stems from a fear of sharing your story, a fear of being seen and heard. And a lot of times when I'm working with clients, this can stem all the way back to childhood. We all know that statement we hear of, when you were a kid, children are meant to be seen, not heard. Well, if you take that belief to the very core of your identity, clearly that's going to make it difficult for you to market your message. So what I see time and time again with business owners is this fear of sharing their story, of being seen and heard, this fear of going live on video, which we all know based on the data and statistics, using video to go live is much more likely to be seen and heard because that's what people want. They don't want static information. They want video like we're right now. We're having this conversation on video and it's going to be shared in different formats for different people. So how do we get past this problem? Well, it's baby steps. Just like anything we have a fear or a challenge around, you take baby steps. So the first step is really, recognizing you have fear. And my TED Talk, if you watch that, it's called Navigating Uncertainty in a Difficult Time. It gives you a 4-step process for dealing with your fears. You need to admit that it's there and face it. You need to, embrace your curiosity to figure out how you can experiment with this and overcome that fear. You need to advocate for what you want and what you need. And you need to reach out to your community, your mentors, loved ones, your support system to face that fear and grow head on. So it's really about facing your fears head on. That's really what all this comes down to. And you can use the fear method in the TEDx talk that I produce. It's very effective. And ironically enough, Avil, it's really interesting. I got my lead climb certification last night, and fear is real. It's there all the time. It's not like it goes away, and it's there for healthy reasons. But I had to use my own fear method to overcome that and let myself do practice falls. And the reality is that when you're running your business, your message matters. So stop blaming your discomfort, your fear, the format, the fact that people need to see you on video, that people need to see you at a conference on stage, that when you're with your local chamber, you need to step up and take action and be seen and heard. When you're having coffee and with somebody who's a potential client or a potential partner, being comfortable with sharing your message. Another way to start overcoming this is to podcast guest. It's less pressure, right? And it's a great way to start seeing what stories resonate with your potential audience, because when you're being interviewed, you can watch that person and they'll lean in when they're interested, or their face will light up. You can see through their body language what's resonating. It's a great way to experiment with how you want to share your message and your story. And we all know that stories are what stick and resonate. So I work with my clients on being seen and heard through a lot of different ways. one thing we do is they write a book and we make sure that they are successful with their launch, because there are not a lot of people in the market that explain to you how to successfully market and sell your book in a way that grows your business, your mission, or your movement. It's really important, if you're going to spend all of that hard time and that hard work, that blood, sweat, and tears to producing that book, that you make sure it's seen and heard. And I also work with business owners to speak to scale their business, whether it's being on podcasts, being on a physical stage, being at conferences, using local associations to speak. It is about getting your message out in the world, whether it's a book, as a speaker, whether it's on a podcast. We want to get your message out there, because if people have this problem, who are you to let your fear get in the way of you providing them with a solution? So if you're a speaker, you're an author, you're a business owner, you have a nonprofit, a mission, or movement, please reach out. I would love to help you impact more people and solve the problem of getting your message into the world, getting more clients, getting exposure, being seen and being heard, because you matter. Back over to you, Avil.
Okay, thank you. So as you're talking, I was reminded of the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So thank you so much, Holly.
You're so welcome. Thank you.